inside for Alba. Alba will get the score. Fiddler, his farewell. He captain to a legend and probably rugby league immortality. That's not a try, that's a miracle.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Rugby League Guru podcast. We've got your round 15 live reaction for Team List Tuesday. We'll go through all the teams today. Obviously, it is an Origin week, guys, so one Origin star is missing and a much shortened weekend with only 5 or so games this weekend. Just a reminder too, guys, next week, TLC, we probably won't have an episode. We have got Origin, we have got the CBA Bowl on Thursday. We've got a lot going on, so I'm not sure if we'll get around to it, but we'll catch up on it later in the week. Obviously, all the changes, and you guys all know. But yeah, we'll be taking a little hiatus next week. But I guarantee you, we've just written out our content plan for this week. You'll be fucking sick of me as it is. You won't miss this one, I guarantee you. Kathmandu, you've just got back off a flight from Bali.
I have.
How was it? How are you?
It was really fun. It was a great time. Could have stayed another 2 weeks if I'm completely honest. But you just mentioned we've got this hectic content plan. We've got a lot of really, really fun things in store. So nice to reset a little bit, but we're back into it. There's no rest.
I was a little bit nervous for you that the whole of Bali might fold in on itself once it saw a rugby league personality there not in November for the first time. Potentially fucking ever.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to not cross paths with any familiar faces there.
Incredibly rare to go to Bali and not trip over a rugby league player. Yes, very, very strange. Mandu, talk to me. Take me away. Where are we kicking off?
Let's kick it off for round 15. The first game, 7:50 p.m. on Thursday. We have the Sharks hosting the Dragons at Sharks Stadium.
Yes, we've got the local derby there. That'll be a cracker out there at Shark Park. For the Sharkies, Hiroti has been named at centre, Mulatalo on the wing. Obviously, Kale Itero, he is going to be out for a number of weeks. I believe it is a pec injury. I don't think we know how long he's out for just yet, but pec injuries can be quite lengthy. So we'll see how that plays out. But Hiroti in the centres and Mulatalo returns from his suspension as well. For the Dragons, Tyrell Sloan, he returns on the wing. Was obviously dropped last week. He returns on the wing. Corey Allen in the centres. Now, Tui Pelotu got injured last week. And of course, Allen comes in at centre because Val Holmes is playing Origin. Just keep an eye on those two. I've heard that there could be a chance of a debutant for the Dragons in that game. So I haven't got any more details on that, but I have heard it. So just watch this space. Gula, he comes into the side at prop. And a really good story. One of our favourites, Kathmandu, Harm Saleh, he's on the bench for the Dragons. Obviously had a lot of injuries throughout his career, and I think he had an injury whilst recovering from an injury. He's one of the unluckiest guys I've ever seen, but one of the good guys in our game. So Harm Saleh back on the bench, really good to see. Next game, Friday 8 p.m, Kat.
Friday 8 p.m, we have the Titans hosting the Manly Seagulls at Seabus Super Stadium.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of Origin players missing for the Titans, especially in their forward pack. Jermaine Jolliffe, he will start in the front row. Haas, he will be in jersey 13. Then off the bench, we've got Josh Patson and Tui Simpkins. So Tui Simpkins in particular, very relevant from a Supercoach point of view. The nuff that a lot of us have, myself included, that Timmy absolutely hates. So I'm sure that'll be a good little giggle. And I believe Josh Patson as well, his debut, I believe. So congratulations to those boys. Sam Verrills, he's on the extended bench as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in for Mulaney at hooker. For the Manly Seagulls, Tommy Turbo returns, a huge in for the Manly Seagulls. Lehigh obviously out this week. Jason Saab also returns, so Clayton drops out of the side. Takiaho, he's in the front row, and Jazz Tavanga, he goes back to the bench for the Manly Seagulls. With the big news there, Tommy Turbo is back in to take on the Gold Coast Titans up there at Seabus this week. Saturday, Mandu, talk to me.
Super Saturday, we got 2 games this Saturday. The first at 5:30 p.m, we have the Knights taking on the Roosters, I said that funny, up at Newcastle at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Yeah, brace yourself. Get yourself a warm cup of tea because there's a bit to go through here. So Fletcher Sharp, he moves to fullback with KP out. Fletcher Hunt, he starts at centre. Jacko Hastings gets his first opportunity for Newcastle, I think this year, if not for a while. Jack Cogger will partner him in the halves. Now, the Newcastle Knights, they've got no front row forwards left. They have got Tyson Frizzell. He is out with a HIA this week. Jacob Saifidi, I was hopeful he'd be named this week. He hasn't. Leo Thompson is still suspended. Adam Elliott is injured. It's just an absolute shit fight up there in Newcastle when it comes to middles at the moment. So they've got Croker and Jones starting at prop. Phoenix Crossland into jersey 13, and Matty Arthur gets his opportunity off the bench there. For the Roosters, big news here. Savala moves to 5'8". Sammy Walker in at halfback. Enormous news. Made his return from his injury in New South Wales Cup over the weekend. I think he only played 40 minutes, had a couple of nice touches within that game. But Sam Walker at halfback, Savala at 6, which means that on the bench is actually Sandon Smith and Zach Docker-Clay. So I'm not quite sure what this means to the Roosters long term, if it is going to be a combination of Walker and Savala. I think it probably will be, but once you put Connor Watson back into that side, I'm keen to see how things potentially change there, because Benaya, he's at 9 once again. Faketti's at prop on the edges, Egan Butcher and Siwa Wong. And then the bench, as we said, Sandon Smith, Zach Docker-Clay, Nat Butcher, and Blake Steep. So Nat Butcher back in for the Roosters as well. Just keep an eye on Nat Butcher there. He was obviously named a couple of weeks ago, then wasn't available for another 2 weeks or so. So we'll see what it plays out there. But the big news there, Sam Walker in for the Sydney Roosters, and it looks like Hugo Savala will partner him at 5'8". So our biggest issue with Sam Walker is probably his long kicking game. Potentially Hugo Savala solves that problem. Big watch there in that game for a number of reasons. Late game Saturday, Mando.
7:35 p.m. late game we have at the Queensland Cowboys, the North Queensland Cowboys taking on the Dolphins.
Yeah, so Valia's out of this game at centre. He's suspended. I completely missed that. I only found that out this afternoon. Braden Burns will come in to replace him. Murray Tuilagi also returns on the wing, which is good to see. Jake Clifford comes back in at halfback to replace Tommy Dearden. Purdue remains at 6. O'Donnell's on the edge for the suspended John Bateman. Carl Lawton jumps into the hooking role for Reece Robson playing Origin. And Taumalolo, his first game in a while in jersey 13. Shout out to Caden Lars. I believe it is his debut in jersey 17. Obviously, the young bloke of Tom Leroy Lars. It doesn't feel like that long ago since he was playing first grade football and Origin football. So congratulations to Caden, a big bit of gear in jersey 17. For the Dolphins, Jake Averillo lines up at fullback. I'd heard rumours that Trey Fuller was going to line up there, but Jake Averillo has won the spot for this week. Max Fango comes in at centre as well. Jeremy Marshall-King starts at 9. Donahoe in jersey 13. And Raymond Stone returns to the side. He will come off the bench. The news that has come out this day, come out earlier today via the Dolphins. You would have seen it in the recruit already this week. Tom Gilbert been ruled out for the season, as has Daniel Saifidi, and I'm pretty sure Max Plath will follow suit as well. So brutal for the Dolphins up there at the moment. They're having a really, really tough trot. Obviously, Hamiso off playing Origin out of that back line. Last game of the week, Kat. Sunday, what do we got?
Sunday is quite a game to wrap up the weekend of footy. At 4:05 p.m, we have the Rabbitohs taking on the Bulldogs at their shared stadium of Accor.
Yes, for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, obviously Trell Mitt out of this one. So Gray lines up at fullback. Humphreys returns in jersey 7 with Bud Sullivan moving to 6. Humphreys obviously played last week, but Cody Walker ruled out with a groin injury this week. Brutal scenes over the weekend with him. But Humphreys, he will line up at halfback. Bud in jersey 6. No other changes for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Worth noting, Campbell Graham, he is on the extended bench. If he is available, he would come in for Isaiah Tass. For the Bulldogs, now Kiraz has been named at centre because Critter's obviously off playing Origin. Wilson's been named on the wing. Apparently, I saw some stuff with NRL Physio this afternoon. There's a lot of people asking about a Kiraz injury. Apparently, he's got an injury symbol on his NRL fantasy or some shit. I'm not sure what the go is there, but he's been named and looked fantastic on the weekend as well. So Kiraz in the centres, Wilson on the wing. I was saying to Kat before, it sucks for the Bulldogs that they lose Matt Burton to Origin. I think Serraldo would have quietly been stoked to see Matt Burton go away for a week, because it just gives him an opportunity to play Galvin in the halves without any conjecture, without any interesting selections or any, you can't read into it too much. There's a 5'8" spot available there. They've just signed a 5'8". So Galvin gets another opportunity in the halves to play the full game, which is good to see. Josh Curran, he moves into the front row because Jacob Preston returns on the edge, and Hayward, he's in jersey 13 once again. You've got Jake Turpin on the bench in the 14 and Curtis Moran, who's recently signed with the Gold Coast Titans. He will line up in jersey 17 for the Canterbury Bulldogs. So a lot of teams on the bye this weekend. The Broncos, the Eels, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Storm, the Warriors, and the Tigers. Guys, beers and break-evens coming your way tomorrow, 3 p.m. as always, so stay tuned for that. State of Origin 2 next Wednesday night. That's going to be a cracker. Followed up by Thursday night. It's the CBA Bowl. The New South Wales Blues taking on the Queensland Maroons in the under-19s. Myself and Kat, we're going to be up there on the Sunshine Coast for that game. It's going to be an absolute crack, and we'll have a heap of content coming your way next week. If you are up there, make sure you make your way out to the game. We'll be there doing a bit of roaming content and whatnot, catching up with all of you. I know in New South Wales last year we had a record crowd, and all you Queenslanders in the comments said you'd beat it this year. So let's see how you go. Make sure we fill out Sunshine Coast Stadium next week. I'm really, really looking forward to that, and some genuine superstars of the future lining up in that game. All right, guys, thanks for joining us once again here on the Rugby League Guru podcast. We will see you for Beers and Break Evens tomorrow.